Yo, yo,
Hi,
yo.
besties. Admittedly, I tried to race the show to tweet the link and I didn't make it. So I'm watching Besties. So you should be too.
Ah,
Yeah, I didn't mean to do that. Oh, maybe I can super chat that way. I can find out what happens. Nice to see you all tonight. What a beautiful day it is to be with the besties. Let us know who is in the chat. I always like
what
it when
up?
hello.
I almost thought you were getting ready to say it's a beautiful day in the neighborhood.
I mean, it's always a beautiful day in the neighborhood as well.
Uh,
Oh, I feel just like there's new names. Hello, nice to
what up, Kida
see
Lounge?
you. Hi, Ed is back. We love
What's up,
it.
Ed?
Uh, I like this one. And
Let's
then this
go.
one is like kind of scary. It's okay. Yeah, that's okay too. Yes, gun show. The gun show's happening. Oh,
Comfortable.
oh, you're already a friend of the show. We
Let's
know you.
go.
We know you.
That's right. What up,
MTB
MDB?
here as well.
Yes, sir.
I thought about you a couple times this week, MDB. The Sami Zayn feud. Like I need to figure out if we can can we rectify this with you? So let us know. Let me know if I can do something to make Sami Zayn not so evil in your mind. Yes, also, back to the gun show. DC's gun show is here. Thank you. I also combed my hair. So that is why you can see it. I brushed it. You're welcome, everybody. You're welcome, everybody. Welcome to Monday Night Besties, though. We're here. We have things to say. My best of the best might be obvious. I hope it's yours, too.
I mean, it damn near better be everyone in the damn wrestling community's best of the best.
Exactly.
MDB, you got beef with Jey Uso, too?
Yeah, let me know if you hate Jey Uso so that I can tell you that you are wrong. Yeet, it is happening. We're
That's right.
eating all over the place here on Monday Night Besties.
The era of yeets.
Oh, so good. So good. Oh,
and new. Not just Sammy.
Okay. I feel you.
The era of yeets. In case y'all missed it, main event. I mean, the best Raw main event in a very long time. Yes. Although I am sick of the goddamn commercials. Like, I know I keep saying it, but man, it'd be killing the momentum. Like, it was such a good match. And like, I don't know if it was just like it went to like 3 commercial breaks, right? Like 1 during the entrances, 2 during the match. It's like, bruh.
Yeah.
I get it. Chill on the commercials though. Because that match was so good. Like the match was fire. And in case anybody missed the main event, Jey Uso, Bron Breakker for the Intercontinental Championship. And I was trying to look it up beforehand. The last time a Raw title changed hands on a normal show, I couldn't find it. But yeah, we got a new Intercontinental Champion. Main event, Jey Uso. 14 years in the making, right, Amanda?
Indeed. Very long time. I do think that feels like it's been a really long time since the title has changed on television. I was not prepared for that. That was one of those where like someone else goes, I'll write it. Because I'm like, yeah, okay. I'm like deep down a QR code rabbit hole at this moment.
Oh,
so,
yeah.
Yeah, I guess so. The tag titles were on Raw. Touche.
Yeah, I mean,
I feel like
don't get me started on the tag titles in the tag division. Please don't.
That's kind of true. But so yeah, that was exciting. I was a little bit ill prepared. I thought there was a good chance, but I definitely thought that was like a longer term thing. Okay, so what I hope happens, I don't know if Sammy will beat Gunther. I don't feel like that's happening. But I would really like to see a scenario by which Roman has to team with all champions and he's the only one without. So I don't know if that means that it's like, I don't know how to get there. I don't know how to get from point A to point B. But let's get there because that would be very fun.
Yeah, I don't understand. I mean, that's next weekend. So like, are we just gonna have Raw next week and finally Gunter's gonna be like, all right, I'll face you this weekend? Like, I really don't know what's going on there. They should have the match. I mean, what are they just saving it for Raw?
mean, I guess.
I'm really worried that we're gonna go to Raw next week and they're gonna be like, all right, Gunter's finally gonna say, all right, I'll face you this weekend. And they're just gonna throw that match on the card, and it's just gonna be extra match. I hope not, because
How many
Sammy's
are
been very
on the
nice.
current card? Because I feel like there's a limit. I feel like my bestie, our number one bestie, Paul Levesque, doesn't. I don't think you ever hit over 7, right?
Yeah.
7 is unusual. I think 7 is I think 6 is pretty standard. 7 is unusual.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know that we ever go above 7. But I'm like not that number oriented. Like I just like I'm not. So somebody else probably has a much better grasp of that. But yeah, so I don't know if we're adding another. I don't know what's going on with that. But that's what's kind of nice. I guess I don't need to know. What I do know is that there's probably a lot of exciting matches up for Jey.
Mm-hmm.
I was off the face of it, I was thinking Ilya, but like I think they're kind of pitching Ilya seems more of like he's pivoted towards being a face. He's not necessarily, I don't think he's going to be against Jey Uso. So I guess, like
honestly think we'll see Ilya Gunther before we see Jey Ilya.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm excited. I think we get a rematch first. I think first we'll get Bron Breakker bitching and moaning that he deserves a rematch. And he'll get a rematch. And
maybe that's how we get there.
Yeah.
It goes back to Braun, and then Sammy and Jey win the tag team titles off a Big Head in them. And then okay. That's my new story. And
Big Head in them. That's their new name.
Big Head in them.
Big Head in them. Oh my God, I am referencing them. That is their name from now on this show.
Yeah.
Big Head in them. No more Judgment Day.
No more Judgment Day.
We started with that, didn't we? Judgment Day. I mean, we gotta start with that too. What started Monday Night Raw? Liv Morgan having the revenge tour celebration, right?
Yeah.
Kick off Raw. Her and Dom, her and Daddy Dom, as she calls him.
Yes.
And ranting and raving about how her revenge tour is coming together. Rhea comes out and drops the news on her. Mr. Mysterio. By the way, the lowrider entrance. I mean, Dom is just making history with these arena entrances. Like, already killed it with WrestleMania against his dad.
Yeah.
Like this was almost on that level. That lowrider was fire with Dom and Liv showing up. But anyway, Rhea tells them Dom can't interfere, and he's gonna be locked in what, Amanda?
Shark cage.
A shark cage. Thoughts?
I want to hear everyone else's thoughts. I love a goofy stipulation. I love a shark.
I knew you'd love it.
I want like a comically large button that is the control. I want there to be like a scramble for keys to the cage. I want to watch a scuffle for the button, and then I want a scuffle for the keys to the cage. And what I do not want is I do not want there to be a key issue like there was that one time with the Jericho Appreciation Society. Please let me know if anyone remembers this, where they end up just getting so frustrated with Ty Conti that the boys just turn sideways and go between the bars of the shark cage. So I want it to be a real deal. Like, I want it to seem like he can't get out. Like, I want it to be, oh, what?
Oh, there we go.
Oh.
That's what the IWC is saying. It's perfect opportunity for Raquel to come back and get involved. I like it. It gets her in the mix.
That's fun.
It doesn't make anyone look weak in this scenario.
Yeah.
I like it. It's a win-win.
Fun. I don't know. I think short of Dom on a pole, you know what I mean? A Dom on a pole match, but the shark cage is as good as we can get. I'm excited. Why? Hold on. Why, Ed? Tell me more about that. I think that if we went to the 31 flavors of ice cream shop, I think that mine is always going to be like the goofiest one that other people are like, gross. But I'm just like, yes, it's rainbow dinosaur egg sherbet. Like, I just want the weirdest possible thing. So I love a short cake. I'm excited. I would have a wedding once a year if it was up to me. If Triple H let me book this place, we already talked about what happens if I book the place. Okay. Sexual harassment is apparently what happens according to the chat. That was still the funniest thing. Yeah, they did up the Fun Lowrider entrance, which, like, spoiler alert, if you go to Target, they have a new, so they showed it in the bottom, but I don't know if they clarified, and, like, I hope I'm not wrong, but I thought it was a specifically Rey Mysterio car. Like, when you get the car, you get a little Rey. I don't think you get a Dom, so it's very funny. It's like, to me, the entrance was a layer funnier because it's like Dom like bringing attention to this cool new car, but then it's like foiled again. Like it's comes with a Rey doll.
I didn't even think of that.
I think something should be added. Like, what do you? An added
to the Liv Rhea match? Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, I could see it, but I also feel like
I think it's funny.
In a cage.
I think it's a way to make it funny. I mean, like, it's already gotten, I don't want to say, like, not really stale. That's not really the word I'm looking for, but like, it's already gotten to the point where it's like almost a joke, right? Yeah. Like, it's like nobody really is taking this Judgment Day serious. Nobody's really taking, but they keep winning. They keep finding a way to win. So it's like you got to come up with these scenarios to make it, you know, try to throw them off their game, try to throw them off. I think this is a good way to do that. Plus, it's Dom again being, you know, in dismay. We all enjoy, at least anyone that doesn't like heels or is against Dom, which is pretty much the entire IWC, pretty much everyone, gonna enjoy just seeing him being stuck in a Shark Tank. Like, it's gonna be great. It's gonna be cool seeing him trying to escape, Liv trying to find a way to get him out. Another scenario, though, maybe Raquel doesn't help, and maybe it's Finn Balor, and that's when we found out that it's been Finn Balor and her plan all along.
I'm really telling you, I am with DC on this, and I don't know, once you see it, you can't unsee it. Mm-hmm. And I think that the stories, even, like, I saw someone post about how, like, this story doesn't even add up. Like, yeah, it doesn't add up on purpose because it's two people lying. She's saying she was in charge of the whole thing, and she's, like, in charge, and she put this master plan together. That's and right. Then he's telling Rhea, oh, I'm the one that encouraged Dom, da-da-da. Like, we've still never resolved the fact that they arrived in that car. Or wasn't it like she showed up in his car? There was something. There's, like, been numerous points that we have not resolved. Right. And I would like answers. So if that plane doesn't land, I will be a little bit sad. But, yeah, nobody's worried about big-headed them. They should be, because I don't understand why people are just wandering the streets with tag team titles that they don't ever defend. Because I think last week, didn't they, like, make a point to say they defended them? But then also it was the first time in, like, and it was an obscene number of days. It was like a crazy number of days where I was like, oh, I didn't even know that. Like, I hadn't noticed.
To be completely honest, I forgot they had the tag titles.
Yeah.
I forgot for a while. Like, they even, like, if they didn't, like, bring attention to it, I wouldn't even have known they had the tag title. It's just been, and, like, I'm obviously exaggerating, but it's just been that, it's been that stale pretty much since they've gotten them. Like, it was cool the way they got them because Liv helped them. So, like, it worked for the story.
Yeah.
But, like, since then, I try not to get on the tag division. I do not like how far left the booking for the tag division, and both men and women went. It's just not, it's not been good lately.
I have a tag team conspiracy theory that they're, like, trying to put together. And this is just, I think I write too many articles that have weird quotes. And so I think that the stuff the wrestlers say is, like, somehow real, which it might not be. Like, they're just, like, shooting the shit. Like, they could be saying anything.
Yeah.
But there was one little thing I saw. It was like Ciampa's reaction to the Motor City Machine Guns joining or potentially signing with WWE.
Yeah.
And he just said something to the effect of, like, all we need is, like, 5 or 6 super popular teams, and we have an insane division. Like, it's already here. And I thought, like, okay, what, like, conversation goes on that they have this 5 or 6? And, like, you really can just kind of pull it off of the top of your head, because there's at least, I would argue, at least DIY.
Yeah.
Street Profits.
Yep.
Who's the other one I just thought off the top of my head? And they are so good. No.
I mean, you got to go Creed Brothers.
Creed Brothers. That's who it was. Creed Brothers.
I like Pretty Deadly.
Pretty Deadly.
Yeah.
Wyatt Six, if you count them as a tag team, depending on how that shakes out. And like, who would be? I don't know. Like, who would be another one? I feel like we're already. Well, if you're saying Motor City Machine Guns, then you're already at 6. Like, that is a very deep bench already, and I just wonder if, like, I don't know. I think that. Oh, I do agree. I think that NXT has the talent depth, but also the personality depth.
Yes.
Because I do think that I love Pretty Deadly too. You have to have like personalities.
Yes.
You have to have a little bit of a zhuzh. Yes. There has to be some
and your own, like not just like a carbon copy of someone else. Although I will say Pretty Deadly is extremely close to Eminem. If anybody remembers Joey Mercury and John Morrison, they're kind of close to that, but a little bit, I mean, them times 2 on the flamboyantness.
Yeah.
I would say. So like, I still feel like they're their own thing. So that's why I enjoy Pretty Deadly. They're never going to not be them.
That's true.
I enjoy that. And plus, like, their actual wrestling is good. They're good heels. Yeah. They work.
They do.
So there's a lot of good tag teams. And I think, so what'd you think about the quick, the video message? A lot of people, some people were saying Alexa Bliss on the Wyatt Six, I guess, quick vignette thing.
Okay.
Some people were saying Alexa Bliss. Some people were putting it to, or not Alexa Bliss. That's something else. The Viking Raiders. Some people were saying it was the Viking Raiders on the big. I wish we could put it up in here, but we can't.
I don't know. Ed told us last time, and I didn't write it down.
But it was like a graphic they showed, and it was like a symbol promoting someone returning or someone coming back. And some people were saying Viking Raiders, but some people were also saying a new tag team that I know you know a whole lot about.
So I wanted those letters. What did it say? So it says, well, I can figure out what it says because it has at least an R, F, and a P.
Mm-hmm.
And then I guess like someone is saying that those are some kind of like Nordic translation into war. So they think it's the Viking Raiders coming back. So that's one theory. The other one is, I was sitting there and I was like, oh, because it could, why isn't it not? It could be Rey Fenix and Penta.
That's right.
I thought, but I'm not so sure. I think it is intended to create that speculation because so it depends what order. Like because it was in a circle. I do think there's like an argument to be made that you could be.
By the way, what up, Jeff?
Hi, Jeff.
Yeah.
Also, yes. Okay, so Kip. Yeah. Okay, I don't remember their names. Is it Kit Wilson?
Yeah. Kip Wilson and Elton Prince.
He got married to Stevie Turner, and then also Elton Prince had a baby with Kelly Kincaid.
Yep.
And it made me feel very affirmed because I've been on a Kelly Kincaid is pregnant rant during writing for like months. And I was like, okay, I don't know. Like, if she is, she needs to be off work. Like, why is she still here? Mm-hmm. This is so deep in her. You know, I think she's probably enjoyed it, or it wasn't like that strenuous, but she's been working up until like 2 weeks ago. So that's why I thought maybe I was wrong. Crazy. But I'm pleased to know that I'm right. She was not dyeing her hair for a very good reason. She just has a little baby. It is. It's true. There's some kind of love potion situation going on in the performance. There always is. So I don't know.
What is it? Austin Powers Mojo down there?
Yeah.
Just going around
constantly. I do think that the Viking Raiders are a fun. I mean, it's been a while, isn't it? Like,
yeah.
It's been like a year for.
We were watching Ivar go for the NXT North American title for a little bit,
right?
Even like fighting for the like number 1 contender for Intercontinental for a while. So it'll be good to see them come back. The tag team division needs something right now, both men and women. Women would be fine if they just didn't take the titles off Jade and Bianca from the beginning and just let them build. The women's division would have been fine, but they had them lose it in front of the crowd in Scotland for a couple months just to get them right back. The tag division really needs some help right now. And I think whether it's the Viking Raiders or anyone else, they need something right now. So I hope that's where we're going, is getting some more tag team love in there.
Yeah, that'll be good. Let's see.
Speaking of tag teams, so like, other than, we can all assume Jey Uso winning the Intercontinental title is the best of the best. Like, that's just clean sweet. Like, look, about damn time in my LeBron voice. Absolutely. Time. Gotta say, I got nervous a little bit. I thought he was going to lose.
Me too.
Which is great. I was on the edge of my toes.
Yeah.
But other than that, speaking of tag teams, got to give some love to my girl, Io Sky. That match was so good. It is so tough. Like, for whatever reason, in that last hour of the show, around that time, the crowd kind of like dies.
Yeah.
A little bit. It is like they get kind of exhausted. You can kind of feel it in the air. They're kind of like, oh, the show's so long. Like, it's dragging. And so, like, hearing the crowd getting on their feet, cheering for Io like that.
Yeah.
Another good match. Like, shout out to the Unholy Union too, who have done really good at, like, I mean, not really like being fog women. Can't call them fog guys, but like just becoming a good heel women's tag team. Like, they make sense to tag against any other babyface women tag team. And I think they've done a good job on elevating other tag teams as well. And I think Io and Damage Control with Kairi Sane, who are the new number one contenders, I assume, for Jade and Bianca. So we'll see how that goes. But that match was really good. It was really important to get the crowd back into it, especially getting them ready for the main event. That way, when the main event started, the crowd wasn't completely dead. So I had to give my girl Io Sky a shout out. Big performance tonight.
Oh, Io Sky is so good, and she's so good in such a multifaceted way. Like, there's just like there's really no limit, in my opinion, as to what she can achieve. I always think about her inside of a garbage can jumping off the top of that cage. That's every single time I think about, like, oh wow, like, no, she's just so amazing. And then, like, that's what comes to mind. And then also, I'd never considered that her entrance looks like she's drunk. I don't know why I never thought that. And then I think it was like, I think it was like Road Dogg's podcast. It was like it was someone like that. Like, it was someone that I was just randomly listening, and they were like, oh, I love her entrance. And it was someone that said that I love her entrance. My wife and I both love it because she comes out and looks drunk every week. And I was like, I'd never thought of that before.
Never
like,
thought about it.
She does walk like she's drunk every week, and I love it.
Hey, that's how she gets ready for the match. I'll take it. Whatever she does, it works.
Whatever she does, I guess keep doing it, because you're doing a great job. Io Sky's exceptional. I feel like I wouldn't say it's my least best, but I did think it was interesting that they used an entire additional segment to just like kind of replay the Cody and Roman video package vignette. Yeah. It's really, really exceptional. So I do understand it, but I just was like, oh, I'm surprised that it was. I don't know. Maybe I'm too much of a hard ass about brand split stuff.
No, it was 100%. I'm with you. It was 100% time filler. 100%.
Yeah, I didn't really. It's not that I didn't want to see it again. It was just like, I don't think it's like, a lot, so
the storylines on Raw are already compelling enough.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like there's not as much on SmackDown showing what's going on Raw. Part of it is that hour difference, right?
Yeah.
But like on SmackDown, you don't see like any really like Drew McIntyre's promo tonight about CM Punk. You're not going to see that on SmackDown this week.
Right. Yeah.
You're not going to see the Judgment Day. You're not going to see Liv Morgan's celebration and Rhea coming. You're not going to see none of that. I get it. Roman and Cody is bigger than that. I get it. They're the two biggest stars in the company. But that was 100% time filler. Look, it's Raw. We want to see Raw storylines. We get it. Bad Blood is next weekend. But it's Raw. I want to know more about what's Raw's side that's going on at Bad Blood. I want to know more about Liv Rhea. I want to know more about what's going on with CM Punk and Drew McIntyre. That Drew McIntyre promo was great tonight too. But that was 100% time filler. I'm with you 100%. I enjoy it. And like you said, like, we don't want to take away from the promo between Roman and Cody is exceptional.
Like I really like it.
Yeah,
like, I
it's
really love that
like,
video.
it's great writing and great storytelling, but like tonight just felt definitely like time filler.
IMDb. I don't know, but that is probably a pretty good, that's a good thought. I hadn't thought of that. That definitely is.
Most of the money just went to rent the stadium, probably.
Yes. I do think, yeah. So I loved it, but then I also was like, why are we watching it again? That was just like my main.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I'm with you. I think my least best is I'm really not feeling the Karrion Kross stuff. Like, I bet people don't even remember that happened tonight. Karrion Kross is now moving on to him and Scarlett putting their voodoo on The Miz, and The Miz is apparently going to go back here. We get it. Like, I would have rather have seen Miz turn on Truth in a tag match. Like,
yeah,
I would have been cool with that because it would have made sense. He's Miz. He's nuts. He has a temper, right? He hates losing. But like this whole Karrion Kross thing, I don't know. So is he just going to go across the roster and that's going to be his personality? He's just going to go around making people turn on each other? Like that's going to be his whole personality? Like where does that land? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like where does that end? Or does it end?
I didn't freeze. I just haven't moved because that's how Karrion Kross the whole thing makes me feel. Also, was Scarlett even there? Did they even show her?
I didn't see. I don't remember Scarlett, but it's the whole.
Bro, I'm so sorry. I know this is. Who is it?
Nice live shows. Yes. Look, we got kids, people. So sometimes
we got kids. So you know what you should do? You should go ahead and send some slamchats.com.
If you see the microphone muted, you already know what's good. You already know what's going on.
Yeah, you do already know it's good.
You already know what's going on.
Yeah, there's probably like some chaotic stuff happening in the street, to be fair. But yeah, slamchats.com. We got kids. You can super chat on here. We've got kids. I was about to just preface something I was about to say with saying like this might be misogynistic, and I don't know if that's the proper term, but I feel like Scarlett being really beautiful and having a beautiful wardrobe and like, I think like Scarlett being really compelling makes Kross more compelling, and I don't feel like Karrion Kross on his own. I'm just like I don't know. Maybe she makes him seem more spooky or like more devious, but just him on his own is like
snooze.
Him on his own is like the dude who works at Jiffy Lube during the day and then wears a leather jacket to the dive bar at night and will like wander up to you and say weird shit and be like, did you know that alligators, blah, blah, blah. And you're just like, cool, dude. Or like you've seen him there before, so you'll like answer him, but you're not trying to hang out with him because you know he's gonna take you home and murder your ass. So like but if Scarlett was there, you'd be like, oh, okay, I'll talk to you about alligators because your girlfriend's beautiful and she has a gorgeous, like she has a purse. You know what I mean? Like half the time, it's just I think that she softens his edges. I think there's something weird, inherently weird about him. When they shaved his head, it got much worse. Like this, this is at least not as off-putting, but it's a weird guy. It's a weird guy I don't really want to be talking to. And I feel like everybody gives him that vibe as well. Like every scene he's in, he's just like this weird guy. Yeah, it's a weird guy. So yeah, sorry everyone.
That's definitely my least best. I'm not feeling the Karrion Kross stuff.
What? I just mean like what's this?
What? You're gonna have to further explain that, MDB.
I don't know. I just mean like if a creepy man is talking to me, I'm like, ew. But if a creepy man that I know is with a pretty girl is talking to me, I'm like, oh, it's cool because she's cool. You know what I mean? Like
I know exactly what it's so funny. Like
I don't know.
There's so many of those guys. Like that was good stuff. That's good stuff.
It's weird. So yeah, I guess that's usually my least best as well. I don't understand what's going on with that.
I was not at all. And then also so the whole American made New Day match.
It's like, I get where they're going, but I don't want us to go.
Yeah,
like, I don't care about it. Or like, I don't want it to be going there.
At this point, I don't even think Xavier's going to turn.
Oh.
At this point, I almost think it's something else. I think they're like teasing that, and I think I'm like, I hate to do this, but like, I'm not throwing it out the window with Big E. I'm not throwing it out the window that Big E comes back and gets these guys back straight. It's just weird. They keep just teasing it. Like, I get it. They've been a tag team for a really long time, so they're gonna make it seem like, oh, it's gonna take him even more to get upset and finally have his last straw with Kofi Kingston. And it's like, I just feel like it's dragging. So I feel like something else is gonna happen, something that we don't expect. And I do, and I'm hoping that, like, honestly, that's what I hope at this point. While everyone is expecting Xavier Woods to turn, it's been so long at this point, I don't even care if he does it anymore. Like, I'd rather Big E come back and get these guys back together and they start bringing out bootios again and throwing pancakes in the crowd again. Like, either that happens or, look, I'm with it. I know people didn't like it last week, but Kofi Kingston turns first and throws everyone off. Like, I would rather see those at this point because it's taking too long.
I feel like when he's talking about not having a singles title, it gave me the tiniest flash of hope that it would be Big E coming back just like almost in a managerial role. So it gives him it gives like Kofi a reason to keep coming out as well.
Yeah.
And yeah, I do think, I don't know how much of that like shtick, I don't know what if that was their idea or if they were like allowed to be, I don't know. Like, did some weirdo back there come up with bootios and is like, wow, bootios, pal, that's funny. And so like, they would never do that on their own. Like, I'm not sure. But what I do know is that it is undeniable the amount of just like, you're leaving money on the table, not having more crap for kids to love. Because if you think about it right now, the kids stuff is like, it's getting like better, but like kids are directed towards Cody. They're directed towards Roman. They're kind of not on purpose, but accidentally gone towards LA Knight. And then I think they've also sort of caught on to the Yeet situation too. So they've kind of accidentally gone in that direction. But I know it's so stupid because I think it's so ridiculous when people talk about business and it's like, I'm, it's like the stupidest thing to me. Like, what do I know? But what I do know is that at the height of New Day, like, I bought the unicorn horn. I had t-shirts for me and my boyfriend at the time. Like, it was, it's not a joke. Like, it was really cute. And so I do hope, what is this? No, I don't know. That's true. They do that a lot. But I was hoping it was this.
10-year
that
anniversary.
They'll just like bring them back together. Come on. Well, I don't know what kids are. I don't know about kids. I don't know. I mean, I have them, but I don't know that much about them.
Still got your BDO shirt.
I have one that says who, and has owls and unicorns on it. And I love it.
Yeah. I mean, at this point, like,
yeah, I don't know what's going on with all that.
Yeah. I will say, though, I am glad to hear Chad Gable before the match say that they're done with the Y6. That was a highlight of the night. Thank God. Because I was so over American Made in the YS6. Like, can we move on? YS6, next task. Yeah. So that was something good. So I want to throw this at you because I know you probably didn't even remember this happened, but do you remember Dragon Lee Carlito tonight?
I do, only because I was talking to my boss about it, and we both agreed that we feel like we've already seen Dragon Lee and Carlito like enough, like a lot of times, and like I don't think it has been that many times, but it just feels like it's been a lot of times, and so it was just like, oh, what are we like? Are we doing this again? I don't know. I asked for my Hispanic Heritage Month gift because when I worked at the medical center, I had a very sweet but very ignorant boss who bought me hot sauce for Hispanic Heritage Month. And you know what? That little hot sauce sampler was pretty good. And I should have been, the rest of the social workers were super offended on my behalf. But that little Walmart hot sauce sampler is pretty tasty. And I was in college. Right? So I took it.
It's like if a boss, like on in Black History Month, if I woke up and like somebody like delivered me a KFC gift card or something, I'd be offended as hell. I'd be like, hey man, what the
no, I think it was
you just like assume I like chicken, bro. Like
damn.
But like, damn, it's good though, right? Like,
yeah. So it's like you're happy about it, but you're also not that happy about it. Yeah, it was kind of like that. It was like that. So if you want to send us some Hispanic Heritage Month gifts, please do let us know. You should send them to DC as well because he co-hosts the show with a Hispanic woman. Wow, trailblazing DC.
Let's go.
I can now get to the H in the alphabet. So I'm learning more. I'm learning more from Sesame Street than I ever did from that abuela. Let me tell you a story. So slamchats.com, yeah, or over here super chat. Let's figure out. Look and see what we missed while I figure out if I can super chat ourselves to see what happened.
Yeah, there we go. Yes, super chats on YouTube, slamchats.com. Y'all can send it in. But yeah, every Monday, we come on here. And I think this was the last, correct me if I'm wrong, everyone in the chats, this was the last 3-hour Raw, I believe. I believe this was the last 3-hour Raw.
Oh.
I think. Am I wrong?
No.
Am I wrong on that? Because
I think was it the 30th? Maybe it does do that on the 30th. Oh.
Correct me if I'm wrong in the chats. But anyway, every Monday night we come on here, and a lot of this stuff is going to seem like, kind of like the Carlito Dragon Lee thing. That could be any like they faced each other so many times. And in a 3-hour show, that's what's going to happen. Sometimes you're going to get matches like that. But I think from tonight's Raw, I think the best things, what were some of your favorite things too? Send in your comments in the comment section, YouTube, Twitch, Facebook, Twitter, wherever you're watching. We want to know your thoughts. But I mean, we're in the era of Yeet. I think that is the official way to recap tonight's Monday Night Raw, y'all. I mean, I was worried. I didn't think it was going to happen. I thought we were going to have to wait even longer to see Jey Uso win his first singles title. But some people were saying it was given away in Bron Breakker's promo tonight when he said, I'm going to be champion forever. And people were saying that gave it away, that he was going to. And then the quick little handshake and meeting with Sami Zayn before the match, like it's your turn, go in there, make that, go in that Intercontinental title. Like some people were saying it gave it away, but whatever. I know how people are. It's easy to say that after the match. People always do that. Oh, I knew this was going to happen. And then like, shut up. You didn't know shit. Shut up.
I never know anything that's going to happen.
Yeah. Like you always get those people. I've seen that all over the timeline. Like, oh, I knew when this happened. Like, you didn't know shit. Like, stop.
Well, I think it's like also it's confirmation bias because the things that you remember, like if you picked up on a little Easter egg and then it happens, you remember that because you picked up on that Easter egg. But for instance, something that happened tonight that some people are making a big deal about that I don't even know if it meant anything was the little, I guess, behind Dom and Liv in the beginning, there was like a little doll and it like, I guess is an Alexa Bliss doll. So then people were like, oh my God, it's Alexa Bliss. I don't know, man. I don't know. I think that the Wyatt Six might be teasing another person, but it does seem like they're teasing male pronouns. So I don't necessarily believe that it's Alexa Bliss. I think she also seems like is enjoying being a mom. The same thing as like Carmella. Like we're not always every day trying to add Carmella to every faction.
Right. I think we just, it's kind of like with the thing with Big E.
I think we just want them back.
We just want them back so bad that like if any fucking thing happens that's teasing anyone coming back, it's Alexa Bliss. It's got to be Alexa Bliss. It'll be something that has nothing to do with her.
Yeah.
Absolutely nothing. I'm surprised they didn't say the Viking Raiders thing was Alexa Bliss.
I mean,
like it's gotten to that point. It's like, look, she'll come back when she's ready. She's a mom. She's enjoying family time.
Yeah.
Chill.
Yeah.
Like everything isn't Alexa Bliss. Like
I think that there is like the ferocity of Alexa Bliss fans is perhaps why it feels so overwhelming at times.
Yeah.
I remember when she was there and like every story about Alexa Bliss, like, oh, honey, you better have written that perfect or someone's going to just be coming for you, getting so mad. Yeah, wild cattery.
Like, is it just me? This is probably definitely only the way. This is probably just me. I know nobody's going to agree with me. I don't care. I'm cool with that. I would rather Alexa Bliss come back as the Alexa Bliss character she was when she was champion.
Yeah.
I'd rather see that Alexa Bliss than her again with the Wyatts. Like, to me, her character, it almost felt like, I mean, I'm not going to say because I don't know her personally, so I'm not going to say she felt more comfortable being one character than the other. I don't fucking know that. But like, I just personally enjoyed that character more. She was a heel. She was simply, it was kind of like along the reins of like Mandy Rose almost in NXT, kind of along those same reins. Like, I look better than you and I'm better than you in every aspect. Like, I'm above you. I'm Alexa Bliss. Like, and I love that. I love that character. So like, part of me hopes that she comes back I'd rather her come back as that, but that's just me personally.
I think that, like, if you're going to look at what's the most compelling story they could tell, I would say her coming back and finding herself sort of replaced by Tiffany Stratton. Because she's like besties with Nia. I mean, there's like a lot of ways that you can be like, oh, and I do think that WWE does a little bit of like teasing at the intergenerational conflicts. I think that AEW perhaps has had to address it more directly because it seems to actually like boil over and impact things that happen and like they have to kind of discuss it. But I have to imagine that it is difficult to have a work environment that you have potentially like even 3 generations worth of people kind of all commingling and trying to fight for very limited spots. But I do think that they've teased in the past a little bit with Becky's character of like a nuance of like being a mom and like how that changes who you are and changes like your role in the dynamics in the locker room. And it would be very interesting as if she came back and was bullied, you know what I mean? Like, because she'd been so nasty to the other ones, it would be kind of nice to watch her overcome a nasty Tiffany Stratton to like become just like the mega boss of being nasty. So I feel like Alexa Bliss was nice, nasty. That was kind of part of the problem is that she had been, there were some characters she was quite nice to.
Yeah.
Or at least like manipulatively nice. Like it was like to get what she wanted.
She was definitely nice for her own benefit.
It was nice. It was not altruistically nice. She was not kind. She was nice.
I get it though. Everyone wants. I think it's partly because some people have gotten a little bit bored with the Wyatt story. It's kind of slow right now. It's not a whole lot happening. So I think people are just trying to, I guess, light a fire and try to get it back reignited. But just my personal thing. Not a whole lot of Wyatt stuff tonight anyway, other than that. And then there was a quick freeze frame thing that people, that I've seen people kept sharing. I really don't follow that stuff. I usually leave that stuff to you. I don't even know if it was a QR code or not. I don't know what it was.
So like the article I wrote, the QR code, I can only get a screen. This is like, okay, listen to what has to go into this. So this is like where I know that I told someone this tonight. I think I'm slightly too like socially savvy to get this layer of intellect. Like I am like that middle point where like I didn't get this smart. So like I need to let a smarter person do this because I didn't get this smart. Because there's like audio files that you play backwards to get special messages. Like I would never think to do that. But the one thing that did look like it is that there was a QR code. It went to back to the page as like labeled recapitulation, but even though it looks the same, the different items are turning into different things. So down at the bottom, there's 2 words. One was like, I don't even know what elucidation means. Elucidation, is that what it said? Yeah. I don't know what that word was. And the other one says remember. When you click the links, they go to separate things. And I remember doing this in the past, but so I could only check on the Wayback Machine up to like August 15th. So in August, they see, it doesn't sound wonky, like I have to be so far down a rabbit hole to figure this out. But in August, on from Wayback Machine, it showed that those ones were linked to just like those Twitch streams that had like the therapist or whatever. So it definitely has changed, but then I think calls into question that all of them have changed. So like which ones have changed and when did they change and like how often am I supposed to be on this damn website? Like I don't know what's going on. But the one went to a photo that was coordinates. And then if you look at the little note, so there's a long list of coordinates. I looked one up just because like I was wondering like, hey, what's this gonna go to? And it went to a random like a highway. Well, thank you. That's my word of the day. I didn't even know this word. It went to like a random highway in North Carolina that looked like it was like a crossroads of a highway. So I was like, okay, cool. But like it's like a small town type of a dealio. So I don't know what that was about. Okay. But also on the notebook, when you see on the coordinates page, the notebook on the bottom right, I guess, or I guess it'd be bottom left of the notebook, but it says like Proverbs. Let's see. I just Googled it earlier. Proverbs. The chat will know. Oh, now I'm causing trouble with my thing. Never mind. I'm not going to try. I don't know. But there's a Proverbs. I think it was like 14:18. It might be 18:14. But it was, I mean, it depends what translation you read, but it was essentially saying like, don't speak before you know, kind of a deal. And so I was interested in how, the picture. Okay, so that was one, the coordinates. Then the other one is a picture. It's like a very blurred image that appears to be like of like a V, like a VCR,
that's what I see.
Type of stuff. And it does pretty much look like it is from like an old Wyatt family photo, and you can definitely tell that an old Eric Rowan is there. And then the left side is very smudgy, which I think they probably went to painstaking smudginess. I don't know who that's meant to portray, but I do think it kind of loosely connects with the fact that they're doing this whole last monster standing business with Big Bronson Reed. And I just wonder, like, I wouldn't hate it. I don't know. Maybe I'm probably am in the minority, but I wouldn't hate it if they made it seem like Bronson Reed killed Braun Strowman.
Oh, okay.
And then we like get him back later as a part of the White Six. And then that gives also them a reason to fight with him sometime in the future. Like kind of to keep it moving. But I don't know. I just don't know. So there's a lot that goes into all of those. And then there's like there was a voice thing that had a creepy thing that when you put it backwards. Yeah, I think that I would like that.
I like that.
I don't know. That was my favorite.
I'm cool with that because that was the only time personally that I really liked Braun Strowman.
Yeah, I think the current iteration of Braun Strowman is like too corny for life. Like I don't get what the point of it is.
I think he's along the lines of what you were talking about earlier. I think I've come to the conclusion that Braun's more for the kids.
You know, I think he's for the kids, and it's also like when you're there, you get really caught up in it because it's just like a really big man. Like I did it myself. Like I was like, "Whoa, big man!" You know what I mean? It's just like you just go nuts. Like there's something about your brain that just like loses.
I miss Pat McAfee saying that. Big SOB.
Yeah. No, I do think that that's sort of the best.
Don't get me wrong. I like Joe Tessitore and Wade Barrett, but
I enjoy. I think that Joe is so fun when it's like all hell's breaking loose. I feel like he does a really good job of narrating. Like this is crazy.
It's much more professional. I will give him that. It is a much more professional broadcast. It feels a lot more like a sports broadcast than just pure entertainment, like it was with Pat McAfee. So I'll give him credit on that. I think I'm really glad you mentioned the last monster standing because we almost didn't mention that. So we get that finally. We'll get those two big SOBs in a ring together. We'll see which monster comes on top. And that was, I think the only thing we didn't really discuss was, I guess, the magnitude of McIntyre's promo, which I thought was one of his strongest promos in a while. I know some people are starting to get tired of this feud. I get it. Like I've seen some people online like, oh my gosh, I'm so over this feud. Like, can they just end it? It's bad blood. That's literally where it's gonna end. Like chill. But I'm trying to remember some things. Like when he mentioned he said it's appropriate that he compared himself to the devil, talking about CM Punk, and he said it's always been good versus evil. Like, small parts in that promo, and then said it's gonna make him. It's gonna get dirty. It's gonna get dirty. It's gonna be bloody. Like Drew McIntyre said, "I'm gonna make you bleed." Like this match is gonna be crazy. And like we already seen what CM Punk was saying about this match. So he's prepared to die. He's like this is like I don't know how anybody sees this feud and doesn't like it. Like this is what you want. You want a real feud with like that feels like real feelings. Like you really feel like these dudes don't like each other, which they might not. They might not. I don't know. Like we clearly know that Seth Rollins and him don't get along. So like maybe Drew McIntyre is along the same lines. But if they do like each other in real life, it feels like they hate each other. So I think this match will come to an end next weekend. But I thought McIntyre's promo was really good tonight. I know it's tough. It's tough, right? Today's typical, attention span for the typical viewers is a lot shorter than it used to be, right? So like people get tired of feuds a lot quicker, especially with social media. You see the stuff online. It's easy to get tired of it. But a feud like this between CM Punk and Drew, you just got to appreciate because these are two future Hall of Famers going at it. And only one's going to come out on top at Bad Blood next weekend. And it's going to be a bloodbath. And I'm all for it. I'm ready. This is one of the top feuds in all of wrestling right now. So I'm all for it.
And even like if you ran up to Little Amanda on September 23rd, 2023, and you said, hey, you're going to be writing stories about whether or not the main event of Bad Blood will be Cody Rhodes teaming with Roman Reigns against Jacob Fatu and Solo Sikoa, or Drew McIntyre versus CM Punk in a Hell in a Cell.
Let's go.
I think I very much would have been like, what the fuck are you talking about? Like this is something that I do think that every match, whether you love him or you hate him, or you hated him and then you love him, like whatever your situation is, I've cruised every lane of that highway. Okay, indifference, like enjoy him, don't care for him. So I get it. But no matter what it is, I do think that there is something so shocking still about the fact that we're seeing him in WWE that I kind of also feel like every match, it almost seems like they tell him right to his face. I mean, haven't we kind of heard Drew and Seth be like, yeah, cool, if you can make it to the next match, you know what I mean? Like that kind of like fragile body, fragile ego, fragile mind is not necessarily lost on his new competitors. So it's just very interesting to me. It's just interesting to see how things have changed so much, even in 1 year. And so it'll be fun too, like when we look at if there's Bad Blood next year and we look at now, it's like this might seem so preposterous that anyone would complain about the length of Drew McIntyre and CM Punk's feud.
Yeah.
I saw. Did you see Seth take that little bump over the wall at football? Yeah. I was like, "Oh, you're taking bumps out here, huh? Like, let's talk about that, sir."
Yeah, he looks very ready to get in the ring.
He did look.
Got thrown over. I think wasn't the Colts game right here in Indiana, wasn't it?
Oh, I have no idea. I just know
he was right here in Indiana. Bears Colts. I wasn't even there. I'm upset now. But yeah, T.Y. Hilton, who used to be an Indianapolis Colts wide receiver, is the guy that threw Seth Rollins onto the field and got him kicked out. Good stuff. I'm excited that Seth is getting some time off, spend time with the fam.
Yeah, just hang out. I think that's
well deserved. Nice. He got kids too.
He got kids. Yes,
go.
He does.
Gotta be at home. Got to be at home with the fam. So looks like he's having a good time. So shout out to Seth Rollins.
Who else do we miss? I don't know.
I think we got everything. One thing I really enjoyed tonight too that we didn't talk about, wasn't a match. It was just something quick that happened. Love Pete Dunne beating the hell out of Sheamus. That was awesome.
Yes.
With the damn cricket thing.
Yes. A cricket bat is not to be truffled with.
Right.
I know it's trifled, but I thought it was funny to say truffled.
And and getting the chance, call him Butch. Call him Butch. God, that was good. They didn't have a lot of TV time tonight, but that's good stuff. I'm ready. I'm ready to see where that goes. It's not like a huge story or nothing, but it's just something fun to enjoy on Monday nights. They got a history with each other, against each other, so it's just something quick to enjoy. And I think tonight they did a great job on, telling that story in a short period of time.
I would also like to see Sheamus return the favor on NXT. Like the next time people trying to do something, just randomly Sheamus comes and beats him up. Because I do think that that continuity between all three shows is something that I'm looking forward to seeing, how that changes. Because I do think that the networks having very little partnership with one another kind of impacted that, at least when you were on a USA and Fox side of things. So I don't know if Netflix will play nicer with NBCU or not for the USA stuff, but it would be cool if there was at least a little overlap. Who knows?
Something.
Oh, I didn't get to write it tonight. Damn. I hope I save it for tomorrow. Maybe they won't save it for tomorrow for me. We'll do it. Yeah, there's an NXT NASCAR car.
Really?
Yeah. For I think the CW has sponsors a NASCAR team or something. But so I think this week, I don't know what it said. Now I'm all wrong, but I think it's this coming Sunday's race. There's an NXT car, a NASCAR car. I think it's gonna have Trick Williams is on the hood. Trick Williams is on the hood of the car. So cool, so cool. Okay, guys. Well, it's so nice to see you, besties. Always good to see the regular besties. Good to see new besties. We like to keep it tight, you know what I mean? We're kind of trying to keep it right and keep it tight. We're not trying to ramble on and on and on. We don't get paid more money if we ramble on and on. So you can just pay us money by sending us super chats, which I tried to do, but I'm apparently technology inept and cannot. Or what is it? Slamchats.com. You can also visit our social media pages. You should follow DC on Twitter. You can follow him on Facebook. You can follow him on Instagram. You should also figure out how to send him money. You should send him money directly. You can send me money directly. You go to Twitter and there's still a link there. And I don't know if I still have that domain, but someone told me I was not a real wrestling fan.com. So still go to me. Yes, it does. And that goes to my little Ko-fi page, whatever the hell that is. And yeah, because I was called Not a Real Wrestling Fan. And I thought it was very funny. And so I bought that. And you can go buy me a coffee. And I drink energy drinks. So really, it's not even $5. It's $3.69. I'm cheap. I'm a cheap date. $3.69. Monster. The price of an Ultra Zero is the price of me. Yeah, no, for sure. We're doing it for the love of the game, babies. We are definitely here for funsies. But it's also always so much fun spending time with you guys. I enjoy talking about wrestling to somebody. I don't feel like I do that very much. So it's always nice. It's nice to have a little community. And I like how we're building it. So tell a friend to tell a friend so that we can have more people.
And tell them to join us next Monday.
Yes, next Monday. It should be a big one. It should be a good one. There's a lot going on. So we will see you then. Otherwise, you have a good rest of your week, besties. Bye.